You lied today. Maybe small one. I am fine. I am on the way. I already eat. Most people lie multiple times a day without even noticing. Now imagine that same lie, but instead an awkward text message. It cost you your hand. For most of human history, lying was not just rude, it was a crime. And ancient civilization built terrifying and shockingly never ways to catch you in it. No lie detector, no cameras, no forensic evidence, just fear and chilling understanding of human psychology that still hold up today. By the end of this video, you will know actually how 5 ancient civilizations cast liars. And the last one is so simple, so psychologically brutal that modern science eventually proved it actually worked. Let's begin. Let's start in ancient China. If you were accused of lying, especially during a criminal investigation, you were not questioned the way we imagine today. You were handed a mouthful of dry rice. Chew it, they told you, then spit it out. Sounds strange, but there was real logic behind it. When a person is telling the truth, their body is usually calm. Saliva flows normally. But when a person is lying, especially about something serious, fear activates the body's stress response. And one of the first things that happens under stress, your mouth goes dry. So if the rice came out dry and clumped together, you were judged guilty. If it came out moist and easy to spit, you were judged innocent. Primitive, yes. But here is the unsettling part. Modern science confirms that underlying principle is real. Stress genuinely does reduce saliva production. Ancient Chinese officials did not have word for cortisol, but they had figured out the effect completely just by watching people for centuries. Now let's travel to ancient India. Here, suspected liar faced something even stranger. A donkey in a dark room. Before questioning began, the donkey's tail was secretly coated in black ash or soot. Each suspect was led into the pitch black room, one at a time, told that the donkey was magical. If they were lying, they were told the donkey would cry out the moment they touched its tail. If they were telling the truth, nothing would happen. Here is the psychological trap. A guilty person terrified of being caught would avoid touching the tail entirely or barely brush it just enough to stay silent. An innocent person would nothing to fear, would grab it firmly, expecting nothing to happen. When someone stepped back into the light, officials checked their hands. Clean hands, guilty. Ash covered hand, innocent. No torture, no confession, forced under pain. Just a masterclass in understanding human fear. In medieval Europe, lying under oath was considered a crime against God Himself. If your honesty was questioned, you might face the coronet, also known as the trial by secret bread and cheese. A priest would bless a piece of bread or cheese, praying that it would choke anyone who lied. The accused was then forced to swallow it. If they swallowed normally, innocent. If they choked, gagged, or struggled to get it down, guilty, condemned by God in front of entire village. Now here is where it gets genuinely disturbing. Fear and anxiety cause a very real physical reaction. The throat tightens, swallowing become difficult, which means a truly guilty person panicking under public pressure was statistically more likely to choke. But so was any innocent person who lied simply terrified of being wrongly accused. There was no way to separate a guilty conscience from simple human fear, which meant anxiety itself was treated as a confession. In part of West Africa, one method for testing dishonesty was brutally direct. A heated iron rod was pressed briefly against the tongue of the accused. The belief was simple. A liar's mouth runs dry for guilt. A dry tongue burns instantly and severely. A truthful person's mouth stays moist, offering some natural protections. This one sounds almost too extreme to have any real basis, but once again, stress included dry mouth is a documented psychological response, meaning this brutal test, like the Chinese rice test thousands of miles away, was built on the exact same underlying science. Different continents, different cultures, no contact with each other. Yet they arrived at the same biological truth about the human body under stress. In ancient Rome, magistrates did not rely on physical devices at all. Instead, they were trained to read the human body itself, sweating during questioning, sudden paleness, trembling hands, avoiding eye contact, a voice that cracked or changed pitch under pressure. These signs were treated as evidence, sometimes even documented in official proceedings. Roman writers described these physical betrayals as signs the gods themselves were exposing a liar's guilt, but strip away the religious explanations, and what you were left with is essentially the founding principle of modern lie detection. The idea that the body reveals what the mind tries to hide. Now, here the moment that should genuinely unsettle you. In 1921, a police officer in California invented a machine designed to measure heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing during questioning. He called it the polygraph, the modern lie detector. Its entire foundation rests on one core idea. Lying creates measurable stress in the body. Sounds similar? That is the exact same principle ancient China discovered with dry rice. The exact same principle West Africa discovered with a burning iron. The exact same principle Rome discovered just by watching people closely. We like to imagine innocent human as primitive, guessing, superstitious, unscientific. But in reality, they observed human stress responses with startling accuracy thousands of years before. Modern psychology gave those responses a name. They did not have laboratories. They had something incurable, more powerful. Thousands of years of watching human beings lie to each other. So the next time you tell even the smallest lie, remember this: your body has been betraying liars since the beginning of civilization. Dry mouth, racing heart, trembling hands. Innocent humans noticed all of it long before science could explain why. If this video changed how you think about the history of honesty and deception, hit subscribe right now. Ancient Life Uncovered bring you the hidden truth behind human behavior every single week. And trust me, what we uncovered next is even harder to believe.